So I'm just out this evening. I've been into our local charity shop and I managed to buy, I'll read it out and I'll show you at home later. I'll go through the specifications, which isn't brilliant, of this particular camera. It's a Panasonic C2000ZM. Now what's kind of interesting about it was I got it for £5 in the charity shop, but it come with a battery, and the battery is a brand new Duracell battery, and I checked the price of the batteries on Amazon. I think they're £8.79, and I only paid £5 for the camera itself. So I'm out just having a go with it. It's hold on a second, I'll just see the front. So it's 38 to 80 zoom, and it's a 3.8 to 7.6. So it's kind of yeah, it's not the best, but as I'll go through it when I get home. But to have that, so in the cabinet also were 4 rolls of 24 exposure Ultramax 400, only in the canisters, in the little plastic canisters. So I don't know the date, but I don't think they're out of date. I think they're quite new from what I can tell. I think someone had bought the film. I think it's one of these people who's probably bought the film and bought a film camera and suddenly realised just how expensive it was all going to be. So I bought those, and the 4 rolls were £10 for the 4, and you can spend £12 for 1 roll, or £10 for a roll of 24 now. So yeah, I'm really kind of pleased and excited, and I've just come out to take a few photographs now, done a few, going to head home, have something for tea, and then come out again tomorrow with the film and the camera and try again and try and get this film finished to see if the camera actually works. I mean, to be honest with you, for £5 I've got a battery that's worth more than that anyway, so I haven't lost out at all, and I do use the battery anyway for other cameras, so all is good. Okay, so here's a closer look at the Panasonic C2000ZM camera I bought. I've just done a little bit of research. I'm not really good at doing necessary research on different cameras and things like that. I just wanted to look it up. I did find a listing for it in an old French magazine at 499 French francs in 1991, and these were manufactured in 1991, 1992 type time. And I then done an equivalent switch over, and it works out about £50. So that's what I understand. That was the price, I believe. Okay, so let's just have a quick look at the camera. So I don't really know much about it. There's a funny little pop out thing here, which you can just pop out, and it's got like a little, I guess it's, I don't know, it may be a cable release thing. I'm not really sure. I'm actually using a new microphone, so I'm constantly looking at the screen to see I'm not peaking too much and getting too much gain. But it looks about right. Anyway, so let's turn it around to the top, and the one button I haven't got a clue what it's about. It's this one here, and it looks like an infinite distance button of some kind, but I don't know for sure. I've pressed it a couple of times. I've been using the camera. It doesn't really seem to do anything. So we'll switch the camera on, and you see it sparks to life, and you've got a step zoom. Now the zoom is on the back just here, and when you press it, that just steps into the first length of zoom, and then when you press it again, it just does the full zoom like that. Okay, so that's interesting. Just go back to the front quickly. It's a 38 to 80 3.8 7.6, so you're going to need something like 200 or 400 ISO film in this, because obviously the actual apertures are really small. The lens looks a bit dirty and scuffed up, so that may not be a good sign. Okay, so you've got those. You've got the the self timer, and then you've got the mode button. Now I have tried the different modes, and there's 3. So this one is just like what would be a program mode. The next one is flash, so you can do like daytime flash, so you're doing a portrait in that. And you're shooting into the sun with a portrait, you use the flash. And that one I think is like a nighttime setting, but it's, as I say, it's so hard to tell. But anyway, so this literally cost £5. I put a film through it. It's gone off to the processing lab. I'll actually put a link to the processing lab I use in Northampton to get this film developed, and hopefully they come out. Also, there's 2 indicators here. One of them's green, one of them's amber. And I think the green one means you're good to go. And I think if the amber comes up, perhaps it's one of those ones that tells you you need a tripod. And I'll just open the back quickly, like so. And you have a look in there. and there's the lens and the where the film goes in. But it looks in really, really, really good shape for something that's made in the 1990s. I'm gonna have a go at cleaning that lens though, because that's yeah, that's a bit strange. Anyway, another thing, from what I can tell, it runs between 50 ISO and 1600 ISO as well. If it goes anything by the other ones I've seen the manuals for. So if you know more about this camera, can you let me know? Because it'll be interesting to know, or if you know I can get a manual for it, that'd be really, really cool as well. Anyway, let's have a look at some of the photographs I took if they come out. Okay, let's take a look at these shots, and yeah, the disappointment is there, but there are images there, and so the camera does work. And I think what it is, I think the film that I bought with these, the film was quite well expired, but not only is that the case, I think the other issue is you can't change the ISO rating of the film on the camera at all. It's DX only, so you can't actually change the ISO. So if I'd have changed the ISO, I may have got better images. I'm still waiting for the negatives to come back, and it wouldn't surprise me. It's 9 o'clock now. It wouldn't surprise me because my post comes quite early. I have a knock on the door, and it's the postman with the negatives. But I haven't got time, so I'm just going to literally skip through these really, really quickly. And you can see, right, this is perfect broad daylight, so you can see how dark the images are. They're probably about 2 stops out, I'd have thought. I'm just guessing. I don't know for sure. And they're very, very grainy, and they're very, very washed out. Yeah. So I think the biggest issue for me was that I should have just put a black and white film in it. One of the ones that I've got, and just done it like that. Saved a lot of money when I was doing this test. So I'm just literally going to quickly go through these. Again, really bright sunlight. Well, it was a brilliant bright day. It wasn't always sunlit, but you can see just how faded and dark these are. Now this one was in brilliant sunlight. You can see the guy here, and yeah, so I just wanted you to see these and go through them. So you can't really tell how good the camera is, how sharp the lenses are. So I'm going to try another experiment with this camera and just go through the last few of them so you can see. Now these ones, I was trying to work out whether it was firing properly or not. That's why you got those 2 strange shots. And this is our multi-story car park in the centre of town. And the bus station, you see there's a multi-story car park behind. And again, these were perfect. They were just in quite a little bit of shaded light. It wasn't dark at all. And it's the pub on the high street. And now I tried to use the zoom, and the zoom, I forgot about the parallax. So the actual shot moves. And yeah, they weren't so good. So there's those 2. So they're kind of like a bit off. And these, I think I used, did I use the flash? I know I used the flash for a couple of these. And there's my VKC, and you can see how soft they are. Okay, so let's carry on. Yeah, and there is one I know. This one I know I used the flash, and it's slightly brighter, slightly better. So, and that's just about it. So what do I think? Well, I think, as I say, I need to try with the black and white film and go from there. I don't think it's a remarkably good lens. I don't think it's a remarkably good camera. But for a $5, it was a real fun afternoon out wandering around taking photographs. And I've got another compact camera just arrived. So I'm a bit more hopeful about that one. But do you know what? I'd rather spend 10, 20 quid on these cheap compact cameras than I would ever having one Leica. I get more fun. You know what I mean? You don't know what you're going to get with these. You know what you're going to get with a Leica. Anyway, that's just a bit of fun. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks. Oh, and if you can, buy me a coffee.